this thing is boring, and this thing is cool. Not the box. The thing inside the box. The Polaroid Cool Cam. Oh my god, it's the Cool Cam. And I got this roughly $70 Polaroid 600 because, well, it's pink. But also, yeah, it just looks like really freaking cool. Whoever decided to call it Cool Cam was really like brain blasting because I feel cooler just holding this box. But I've also just never used a proper Polaroid camera and I really wanted to try one out. I've used my Instax camera, but that's a modern camera and probably gives a much different result from an 80s camera. So we're gonna unbox the Cool Cam, try it out, and then compare the photos to the ones taken with my Instax camera, because the Instax camera costs about as much if not more than this Polaroid did, so I'm curious to see which one I'll like better. So yeah, if you're cool and you like cameras, look no further. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna open it. Okay, so I guess I totally forgot about this, but I was really surprised to see that the camera still came with the original box. Like, it's pretty beat up and probably most definitely something somebody found in their attic, but I think it's really cool. And as you can see, this thing is like super 80s. I mean, look at these people's outfits. That's definitely from the 80s. And inside here we have the camera, which comes with its own really cute little carrying case. And then there were some random papers and things like these magazine clippings that I don't really need, so I guess I'll just put it back in the box. There was also a form for sending in your Polaroids and getting them enlarged and framed and stuff like that, but something tells me they don't really do that anymore, so I don't think I need it. And then lastly, there's the manual, which I probably should have read more thoroughly. And by that I mean I should have read it, period. I was just kind of flipping through the pages out of habit. Didn't read it. That'll be a problem. Getting a closer look up at the carrying case, it's in like pristine condition aside from the flap being a little bit misshapen, though I'm sure that can be fixed. Also, I just think it's really cool that it came with a carrying case because I've never bought a camera before that came with like anything at all. Like, yeah, you expect the fancy mirrorless cameras or whatever to not really come with anything, but I just think y'all might be starting to get a little cheap skimping on the accessories and stuff, but that's just me. Before we continue, I wanted to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Love in Deep Space. I'm gonna level with you. I'm a simple girl. I see good-looking anime dudes, I get a little romance mixed in, and I'm basically sold. It's part of why I love not only shoujo manga, but also the otome game genre, and Love in Deep Space is no exception. Love in Deep Space is a super cinematic, romantic, and dare I say spicy sci-fi otome game. The main female protagonist is a deep space hunter battling alien monsters called Wanderers with her unique evil powers, and alongside her are the male protagonists and love interests, Caleb, Silas, Zane, Raphael, and Xavier, most of whom have their own evil powers and also share past life connections with the main character. My personal favorite is Zane, a stoic but caring doctor with ice powers. He even made a cute little snow seal for the main character, and you know we love seals around here, so... Love in Deep Space is like if you took an iconic romance movie like Titanic, for example, and added a bunch more love interests and themes of reincarnation and science fiction. I've always really enjoyed stories with reincarnation as a core theme especially, so I'm a pretty big fan of how Love in Deep Space does it. If you like romance, sci-fi, and some good-looking guys, I highly recommend trying Love in Deep Space, which you can get on both Android and iOS. Thank you so much to Love in Deep Space for sponsoring me, and let's get back into the video. You know, maybe it's just because the camera is so big, but I was really expecting it to be heavy, and it wasn't. It was super light. But yeah, you just flip open the top, and then there's the lens and the thingy for the flash. I'm not really sure what it's called. And there's the number 600 in the corner because even though they call it the Polaroid Cool Cam, it's still a Polaroid 600. Then the Cool Cam logo, which I'm crazy about because I love the font on it. And then there's the viewfinder, which had a little bit of dust on it, but it's okay, we can clean it. Actually, aside from the dust, there really wasn't any grime or dirt on it or anything, and there were no scratches or flaws that I could see. So I feel pretty lucky having found this one for $70 because you can get them refurbished and looking all nice and pretty, but they're basically like double that, roughly. And then here's the Polaroid 600 film that I got for it, and it was honestly kind of expensive. I got it on Amazon for like $16, but it only does 8 pictures, which kind of sucks. What I think is really cool about the film though is that it's actually what powers the camera because it has a built-in battery. Like this thing is like old, so it doesn't have like a dedicated battery or anything like that, but it doesn't even take AA's, it just is powered by the battery in the film. And now I'm wondering if that's what makes the film so expensive, maybe? Okay, so it was time to take some pictures, and like I said, I didn't read the manual, but I do remember hearing beforehand that there are 2 buttons that you can use to take pictures, one for faraway shots and one for closer up shots. And the thing with Polaroid cameras, or maybe it's just this one, I don't know, but the pictures are gonna take a long time to develop. Like, I've got this at 300% speed, and this is how slow it's going. So I had to wait a while to see if the picture even looked any good. Also, maybe somebody in the comments can tell me, but does this actually help the picture develop any faster, or am I just a goober? So while that sauce was marinating or whatever, I decided to go take some pictures in a more brightly lit area because the room I had taken the first one in doesn't get that much sunlight, and if I had to guess, a camera from 1988 doesn't really perform that well without some decent lighting. The photos in the brighter areas definitely looked a lot better, but they were still kind of blurry, and I'm not really sure what I was supposed to do about that. But then again, I should have read the manual. At least the picture of the trees, like, wasn't that blurry. I think it actually looks really cool and definitely very vintage. And the selfie I took actually looks a little bit cooler because it's blurry. The other one's not so much though. And here are the Polaroids compared to some of my Instax pictures. Personally, I think even if the Polaroids were more in focus, the Instax ones would still have more clarity and color accuracy. Personally, I think I like the vintage vibe of the Polaroid a lot better. Nothing against the Instax Mini because the pictures are great, but I just like old stuff. I don't know. I think it really comes down to vibe if you're trying to decide between one or the other, because even though the Instax Mini is more expensive than the Polaroid I got, it's like only by a little bit, and the film between the 2 cameras is literally the exact same price, though granted with the Instax film you get more pictures out of it. So I don't know that there's really a right answer, except that it just comes down to what aesthetic you prefer. But anyway, regardless, I think the Cool Cam is a very cool camera, obviously. And if you see one for a good price, I think you should grab one, maybe, if you wanna. I don't know, do what you want, I'm not your mother. Except when it comes to downloading Love in Deep Space, which you should totally do, and thanks to them for sponsoring the video. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!